Thank you for your time. Here now to react is Nile Gardiner, director of the Margaret Thatcher Center for Freedom and Heritage Foundation. Thank you. Freedom at the Heritage Foundation, pardon me. So I almost fell off my chair this morning when I heard the president say, it was one of the first things he said, the first thing I said is, I want to apologize. I don't know if I've heard him say apologize before. He actually looked and sounded apologetic, maybe for the first time that I've seen. What did you make from that? I mean, he was really trying to make things better.
Yeah, it was quite extraordinary. And I think, you know, today, President Trump and Theresa May had a very good meeting at Chequers, the Prime Minister's residence, and then, of course, the President went on to see the Queen. I thought the President did very well today by all accounts. I think he had very, very friendly, constructive interaction, I think, with the Prime Minister today. And also, President Trump made it very, very clear in his press conference with Theresa May that Britain and the US not only shared a special relationship, but the highest of the highest special relationships. And so this was a reaffirmation of the fact that the US and the UK are the strongest bilateral partnership on earth, and a vitally important alliance for the defense of the free world. So I think all in all, it was a pretty good day actually for President Trump, and certainly some controversy overnight with his interview to the Sun newspaper. But I think actually the President was right to say what he had to say in the Sun newspaper, which was that if Britain and the US are to sign a free trade agreement, Britain needs to be fully outside of the European Union, and that is not clear from Theresa May's Brexit proposal as it currently stands.
No, I mean, he did everything but kiss her today to make things seem better. But when you look back at the Sun interview, it wasn't great. But my understanding is that they had hoped he would come over and support her resolution, but he couldn't do that, to be honest, because a lot of people perceive it as her ignoring the will of the people to a certain extent, that they voted for Brexit. And I've heard a lot of liberals say, well, the people who voted for that didn't know what they were voting for. And that's just an insult to the voters who said they want out. So did he really have a choice? I mean, he could have obviously been more delicate in the way that he spoke to the Sun, but he couldn't endorse what she did, could he?
Absolutely. That's absolutely right. President Trump, I think, spoke the truth in this interview to the Sun. And what he said, according to a Snap poll earlier today on Sky News, what he said was actually backed by over 50% of the British public. So, there's a lot of support for the President's view that Theresa May's Brexit proposal, now in the form of a white paper, is really underwhelming, and basically there are too many concessions to the European Union, and Britain will not be fully sovereign, actually, if this proposal goes forward. And the British people knew exactly what they were voting for. They were voting for Britain to leave the single market, to leave the customs union, to once again be a great, free, sovereign nation. That's not what Theresa May is offering in this proposal. So full credit to Donald Trump for pointing that out, and that's given real strength and encouragement to the Brexiteers.
Right. If you can't be honest with your friends, who can you be honest with?
It's best to be 100% honest, and I think the President deserves a great deal of credit actually for doing that in this interview.
Thank you for your time today. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
You too. Thanks very much.
Well, meanwhile, the President is gearing up